In Silicon Valley, the future is built every day. Companies here are worth trillions, designing technologies that promise to connect the world. But just a stone's throw from some of the most advanced corporate campuses on Earth, thousands are living in conditions that feel centuries old. This is a tale of two worlds, separated by a street but miles apart in every other way. It's the shocking paradox of Silicon Valley, where unimaginable wealth and desperate poverty live side by side. Welcome to Santa Clara County, the heart of Silicon Valley. It's a global hub for innovation, but it's also ground zero for a homelessness crisis that's spiraling. The latest 2025 point-in-time count revealed a staggering 10,711. People are experiencing homelessness here. That's an 8% jump in just 2 years. The numbers are grim, but the reality is even grimmer. Of those nearly 11,000 people, about 70% are unsheltered. They live on the streets, in cars, or in the sprawling tent cities that have become a permanent part of the landscape. To get this crisis, you have to understand who is actually on the streets. Forget the comfortable myth of the transient outsider. The hard truth is the vast majority of people experiencing homelessness here are from here. A staggering 83% lived in Santa Clara County before they lost their homes, and 70% were long-term residents, having lived in the county for over 10 years. They are former service workers, construction workers, and yes, even tech workers, their families, seniors, and students. People like Ray Rodriguez, a San Jose native and former machinist, who, after a lifetime of work, found himself with no money, no car, and no home. His story isn't the exception. It's the rule. The sky-high cost of living, driven by the very tech boom that creates so much wealth, has forged a brutal reality. For decades, the region has failed to build enough housing to keep up with its growth. While incomes have risen for some, they've been completely dwarfed by the cost of rent. A household now needs to earn over $125,000 a year just to afford a standard 2-bedroom apartment. For the 1/3 of households in the county earning less than $100,000, that's an impossible number. The result is a chasm between the haves and the have-nots, where a single lost job or medical emergency can be the final push into homelessness. This isn't a simple story of poverty. It's a story of economic displacement. The prosperity of Silicon Valley has, paradoxically, become an engine for homelessness. As tech companies expand, property values and rents soar, pushing lower and middle-income residents out of their own communities. Nowhere is this clearer than in smaller cities on the periphery, like Gilroy. Though it's considered one of the more affordable cities in the valley, it has one of the highest rates of homelessness per capita in the Bay Area. Despite this staggering need, Gilroy is a city with far fewer resources, receiving a disproportionately tiny fraction of the county's philanthropic support. And while major hubs like San Jose have shelter capacity for nearly 40% of their unhoused population, smaller cities like Gilroy have historically had far fewer beds for a massive need. This disparity reveals a deeper truth. The response to this crisis is uneven, uncoordinated, and just plain inadequate. The system isn't just failing, it's designed in a way that lets entire communities fall through the cracks. On paper, the effort to combat homelessness looks monumental. Santa Clara County has invested hundreds of millions into solutions. Since 2016, a $950 million affordable housing bond has helped fund thousands of new affordable apartments. San Jose has launched an aggressive strategy to build temporary housing, converting motels and opening modular homes to get people off the streets. But it's not enough. These efforts, however well-intentioned, are like trying to bail out a sinking ship with a thimble. Some estimates suggest that for every household that gets connected with stable housing, almost 2 more households become homeless for the first time. The region is losing ground. The financial toll of this failure is immense. A landmark 2015 study found that Santa Clara County was spending a staggering $520 million annually on services for its unhoused residents when factoring in costs like emergency room visits, law enforcement, and incarceration. That same study showed that the most persistently homeless individuals could cost the public over $100,000 each per year. And yet, prevention is where funding is most vulnerable. This year, San Jose's investment in homelessness prevention was cut by over $2 million, a decision that could leave hundreds of households without the rental assistance they need to stay in their homes. It's a revolving door where policies treat the symptoms instead of the cause. The human cost of this crisis is measured in shortened lives and broken spirits. Nearly half of all people experiencing homelessness report having a disabling condition. And tragically, more than 100 people die on the streets of Santa Clara County every single year. These are not inevitable deaths. They are the direct result of a systemic failure to provide the most basic human need: shelter. The tent cities of Silicon Valley aren't just a housing crisis, they're a moral one. They stand as a testament to a society that celebrates innovation, yet has failed to disrupt the cycle of poverty on its own doorstep. The technology being born in these gleaming towers promises to solve the world's biggest problems. But what good is it if we can't solve the crisis unfolding right outside the front door? The future is being built here, but for thousands of people, it's a future they've been locked out of. The solutions exist: housing first, prevention, equitable resources, but they require the political will and moral courage to see them through. Until then, these two worlds will continue to exist in stark, unbelievable contrast. This crisis can feel overwhelming, but you're not helpless. There are incredible organizations on the ground doing critical work every day. Groups like Destination, Home, Life Moves, and Home First are dedicated to providing shelter, services, and a voice for the unhoused in Silicon Valley. Please consider learning more about their work. Support local initiatives and advocate for policies that prioritize truly affordable housing and homelessness prevention. Share this video to raise awareness. The first step to solving a problem is to stop looking away. Thanks for watching.